that are not the same as my own at the present time. The way they always do those things, this and that and other stuff that I don't have the time, money, or energy to do anymore. But if you've got some things to say about stuff I do every day, that is not the same as yourself at the present time. Who, tell me who, that's WHO, died and made you king.
Be me, 6'2" white dude. Phone bill is due. Use Cricket. Used a fake name for the account because they don't check ID. Don't remember what it is. Go to Cricket store. Black dude working. Give him my number. He looks up my name with my phone number. Tyrone Watermelon. Oh fuck, .jpg. He looks shocked. Looks up at me. Your name is Tyrone Watermelon? Yes. Really? Yeah. Pay my bill. All he can say is, have a nice day. Leave. My face when. Here's a picture of this.
All right. Success.
You ever
Done that?
Cricket?
You ever done that?
Yeah.
You ever done that before?
Has that ever happened to you before?
You guys know what I mean?
That was Brad today.
Yeah,
I don't know what
right.
anything means.
Yeah, right.
I tried to change the settings on this fucking Hangouts, and it's still not done anything. I don't know what's happening. It's telling
Wow.
no.
The old Hangouts are back again.
It almost seems like he's doing this on purpose.
Yeah.
He's just trying to demonstrate.
Or set, so.
Well, he did tell us to carry on and he'd catch up to us.
Yeah.
About
That's
30
right.
seconds. Yeah, I don't know if it's because he was messing with settings.
He had this
but
plan. Yeah, he had this plan.
yeah, he did that. He did that on purpose, and now he's just frozen. Here, let's look at him. Oh, it won't even let me look at him.
It won't even let you look at him.
I can't even look at him.
Can't even.
I
Look at him.
can't even look at
Can't
you.
even stand to look at him. Oh no, he's like totally frozen. See, you don't want to touch those settings. Oh,
And there he goes.
Oh no. What do we
do?
do? I wonder if the link is gonna work. Well, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Verbal Assault. I'm your makeshift host.
You're always ready for this opportunity. Not that you want to be, but because
Yeah,
you have to be.
I have to be. Yes, I'm not the hero we deserve.
You're the reluctant savior.
Dave,
Yeah.
how are you?
Well, I've been better.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
back.
this was oh, there he is.
There he is. Hey.
I was pretty disgruntled this week when I got the news. I didn't really know how to deal with it. Mixer shut down
What?
Wow.
Oh,
as of July 22nd. So,
that's it.
and they're encouraging those streamers to go to Facebook gaming.
Oh, Facebook gaming, of course.
I haven't decided that's what I was going to do yet. I mean, you guys know I was in a kind of in a mode to move things forward. And so
You were going places. I remember that.
I wasn't, well, I appreciate that, Brad. That's very polite. But I mean, you're giving me more credit than I deserve. But
there was a time that you were.
There was a time. But anyways, that was the whole point of a catalyst, certain things I was doing to put me in the right place to do that again. And I guess they made that announcement Monday or Tuesday over Twitter. That was it.
I guess,
Dave,
by the way,
just go to Twitch, Dave.
well, I mean, I have an account there, and then I was looking at Facebook, and I thought, well, I could do this, but I don't know. I'm certainly not in my home base, so it was wanting to check connections, and those connections aren't viable here. So there you go. That's my intro bit.
David,
Mixer shut down, and I'm pissed.
Yeah, I can't quite focus on you right now because usually I can only see your chin and maybe the bottom of your nose, and now I can't see your chin,
What?
and all I see is the top of your head, and I'm like, who fuck am I talking to right now? It's weird.
Is it really? I mean, because
Yeah.
I can see my whole face in the camera.
Well,
Yeah, I
right,
can
but
see
that's
all Dave.
it's atypical.
Yeah, but you got like the little buttons and stuff in the little bar there. It's blocking stuff. That's what I was worried because I know I was thinking today. I had this shirt on. I sat down for the stream, and it's got like, you can see Occupy, and
And
I
that's
want
it.
to make sure you can see Mars too, because I don't want people to think I'm a goddamn communist or anything. So this is a SpaceX shirt. It's not a Occupy some
Your
random
mom's house.
capital city kind of shirt. It's just a Mars kind of shirt.
Yeah.
Just to be clear about that.
Well,
United.
can you see more than my hat now? Or my chin?
We
It's
can't see your
it's
chin.
even lower. The camera's
all
even
chin.
lower.
It's all chin.
Oh wait,
I mean,
there
it's
it
all.
is.
It was
Oh,
all
yeah, right there.
perfect.
Look at
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave's got
Right.
his new mic.
He's ready to get back on Twitch right now.
Get
Look
on
at a
Twitch?
new mic.
You want to
New
show a
haircut.
little cleavage?
Just take a marker and draw a line right there. That's all you really need.
Yeah, ruin that shirt live on the podcast.
I mean,
I meant on his chest, but yeah.
all I got's
Do it
the
while
creeping
Volcano loves those.
the check hairs, the chest neck hairs.
Yeah.
My creeping gray check hairs.
You can do some live body painting. That's like a thing on Twitch. The kids.
I can't do that anymore. They told me I couldn't.
Oh shit. Well.
It's a
All right.
shame.
Who else has said anything?
Nobody. We just
Nobody.
we went to Dave. That's it.
Okay.
You were back
Steve-o.
surprisingly quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, great. I feel great. Contrary to what I expected today, I expected to be severely hungover all day, but it was a record early wassail, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
We'll get into a little later. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we may have beat Brad home. No, you were here.
I beat you home by like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you guys came in, and then by the time I was done working out and getting ready to eat, you both were asleep, and I watched a Michael Jackson documentary that was really good.
I
Did
started
he or
that.
did he not
I
touch
started
those
that.
children?
I don't think he touched the children.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
I don't think he did.
when you get the people that were close to the subject, it doesn't seem like he did.
Yeah.
Seems like the ones that accused him of it were coerced into accusing him by people that wanted to get money.
Yep. Story
I didn't
checks
realize
out.
you were watching that.
Well, you were
I
asleep.
might have
so
already
you wouldn't
fallen
realize
asleep.
that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Plus,
realize you guys were pedophile apologists.
I had a discussion
well,
with
when it comes
somebody.
to Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah. I mean, the people need to know.
Yeah,
mean, he
his
is the-
name needs to be cleared.
Yeah, he's the king of pop. Who was it I was talking to recently about like how they just were sure 100%. I was like, man, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. Yeah, it seems weird. Weird stuff happen. Of course, kids staying over at his house. That's kind of weird, but whatever. His parents were in on it.
FBI.
and- yeah, I mean, we
FBI
could.
checked his house like 37 times and never found one shred, and took all his computers and stuff. Never found one shred of evidence.
Yeah. Oh, there was a little
That's
clip on there of Macaulay Culkin talking to Larry King live years ago, talking about how, like, yeah, we stayed in his bedroom, but his bedroom was like 3 floors. It was like 7 beds.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
7 beds.
I don't
He's
know.
equipped for
That's what he said.
sleepovers, but he never touched those kids.
Yeah.
It was because of the dwarves.
The
It's-
dwarves. Who were they?
Snow White,
One more
Oh.
time, Dave.
7 dwarves.
Oh, maybe.
You guys ruined it.
I
Since
think it-
Disney's closed, Florida.
Yeah, we don't know
Absolutely.
anything about Disney anymore.
What's Disney? What's that?
Uh-oh. Is Nathan
Michael
frozen?
Jackson didn't touch those kids. Yeah, I thought Nathan froze again. It was stuck on him smiling like he's smiling.
I did
too long,
freeze again.
something's wrong.
Listen, it's going to be happening. So just if I freeze, just keep going and I'll
We'll
get
just-
back to
we'll
you, I
just
guess.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah. It's not going to get better.
Keep on moving.
Brad, how's
Oh,
it going, man?
I'm tired, man. I thought for a little bit, like, I'm not gonna be able to do the podcast. I'm tired. I had been on a tower for about eight hours today. I think I clocked out with 8.1 on my tower time today. So I started climbing up about 11 o'clock, and it was fucking hot out. Believe it or not, it's really hot in Florida in June.
Huh.
And yeah, I know.
Tell the listeners what
Crazy.
you told us before the show. How much were you carrying up this tower? How high did you go?
So this tower was probably 300 feet tall, but I think all of our stuff was at 200 or 225.
Okay, because
That's Jolly Green Giant tall.
I was
Still
like, you
very
added
tall.
that in because I was like, oh, the height of this is going up now that we're on the air.
Now that we're on the air.
Yeah.
No, that's just how high up.
But you
how far-
clarified it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to go to the very top. Very
Tall tower
rarely.
stories.
Yeah, very rarely do I have to go to the very top.
Do you feel it? I know it's got the cables supporting it, but do you feel it flexing up there?
So what's funny is today I did feel it flexing on the way back down.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is like, so you know those big ass wires that are connected to some towers, and they
Yeah. What are they called? Like
You seen the
anchor
big
cables or something?
that would make sense because that's what they are, but they're called guy wires.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's guy, not
GUI.
guide.
GUI.
Yeah, just
Awful
GUI.
chauvinistic.
Well, I mean, maybe a guy invented them. Maybe a guy named Guy invented them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't call him Guy.
He's like, man, these towers keep falling over. What can we do?
What are we gonna do?
We
Anyway,
tried to put some gal wires on it, but they just didn't hold.
But they were really pretty.
Yeah.
Jerry wanted to know if Brad goes to the top and flexes. Does Brad go to the top and flex?
no,
That's what he
but it is on the to-do list. There is a couple towers that are much higher than that have platforms and elevators, and those are really easy towers most of the time. But you're still up there for a while, so you can go number one. But you can go number two, but you got a lot more to figure out to do that.
You better tell your spotter below.
Trajectories and all
Yeah,
kinds of
wind
stuff.
direction.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna do something like any of that off the tower, then yeah, you got to let your guy below know.
Hope for solids. You know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, what I usually say is like, there's a chance of showers coming in, and when they say what, I'm like, you'll figure it out.
I would think that when you're really high up, that it would just spread out into just like an undiscernible mist by the time it got to the ground.
Yeah.
Very interesting theory. That would depend on how fast the wind was blowing.
Yeah, okay.
And if it's just a steady, because there's usually always a breeze on the tower, and there was not a breeze when I was climbing that thing, but we'll get back to
That's
that.
crazy.
We got to get to the important.
That's where you radioed down and said, I've got to pull a Newton.
Test the laws of gravity
Yeah.
or the theory of gravity.
Instead of an apple,
It was hot.
turd.
Thought about it.
You hold an apple in one hand and take a shit at the same time and drop it, like time it.
Now that's on my to-do list.
Then you got to do it, and then you got to do the other experiment. Have some feathers in your hand.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
It's supposed to be
see
like a pound of feathers versus a pound of
Yeah.
lead.
and then see which one lands next to Forrest Gump on a park bench.
Well,
You could
we'll
stick the
see.
feathers in the shit.
And call it macaroni.
Oh man,
Oh,
man, I got a lot. I ought to be writing these down.
I know, because you can watch the shit fly.
Shit's gonna fly.
That's right.
I would say chance of hail coming in if I was gonna take a shit, but I would also that's serious business because that's a lot to move around. Like you gotta either undo your harness or you gotta like tuck your harness way underneath your legs because it's like a little bench seat that you can set up because I've got two rings on the little bench seat, which is down by my hips. And then I have a belt that has two more of those rings so I can attach carabiners and hooks and different shit to that. And then I got 2 rings on the back of my belt, and then I got 2 rings here, and then I got 1 ring right in the middle where I got the clips that go under my leg, or the straps that go under my legs. I got the one that goes across my chest. I got the belt, and that is what keeps me in.
Is it pretty much like a harness for like parasailing or rock climbing or like the ropes course we did here? Is it pretty much like that, or?
I would say it's similar to the ropes. Yeah, it's the ropes course would probably be the most similar one.
Yeah,
because
it's like a seat. When you're hanging from it, you're basically sitting in a chair made of rope or like nylon.
Yeah, I think the one that I have is nicer because mine is a bench, but
It
it's
actually has
also
a hard surface.
Yeah, it's a hard surface. Like if I like back up onto a bar on the tower, like, and it's behind me, then it'll feel like I'm sitting on a kind of pretty comfortable seat.
Oh, okay.
Not luxury, but like a car seat, something
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So got that. That's my harness, and then I got this thing on the back that kind of looks like a capital Y, but imagine the top part of the Y was longer, and those are like bungee kind of looking cables, but they don't really have a whole lot of flex to them. Those are called fall arrests, and you're supposed to put those. You need to have one of those on the tower at all times. Like that is the rule. You have to be 100% strapped to the tower at all times. So you're using those a lot, and then I have a little adjustable harness which I can just pull or squeeze apart together and just pull it to give me more slack. And then when it starts pulling from the other direction, it automatically tightens. So you can get in pretty comfortable positions, because at one point today, my spotter had to leave to go to a store that was around the corner to get a power bar. Not a snack, but an actual power bar. And I was just like, well, I'm going to get comfortable. So I have this other hook, the last thing that goes on the harness pretty much all the time, that I call it Big Red because it's a red strap, maybe about 2 feet long. And it straps onto the rings on your hips. And that is what is like the quickest way, because it's got this big ass hook on it too. And then you can just go around the bar, and then you can sit back and rest for a little bit. Or if you're like trying to do something with the cable, then you can kind of get pretty comfortable, but you're usually always standing or sitting awkwardly or leaning awkwardly or trying to figure out how to get around something and where to put your hooks and strap on and everything. So it's a challenge, and if you fuck up, then you fall off and die. So there's that. So that kind of stress. But anyway, climbing up the tower. So the harness weighs about 30 to 35 pounds. I couldn't get a clear answer on it, but I think it weighs 30, but with the gear, it can weigh, well, shit, I might have 40 pounds on me today in just harness. But I had to carry up 30 to 35 pounds of gear with me, because I had to set up a rope, and a rope just gets heavier the higher you get, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I had to climb up at about, I think I started climbing about 11 o'clock. So the sun's starting to get high in the sky, and it's just beating down on you. And I got all this weight on me, and I got to climb up 200 feet on. So there's different ways to get up towers. Most of the time they have some kind of ladder or peg system. This one had bars across one of the sides that just kind of doubled as a ladder. So I had to hook on every single time and then climb up a little bit and then put my elbow over the bar, keep my arm in one spot, and like reach down and grab my fall arrest, hook that back on my harness, climb up, get to the point where the fall arrest I had just put on earlier is now below me, and then put the other fall arrest above that, and then take the other one off, put it on my harness, and climb all the way up the tower.
So you're climbing at what, like 5 foot intervals or something, and then you have to do that switch again? Like what's
about that, because I usually stop at the point where the hook is about by my knees, because then you got to hang on to the tower while you reach down and grab it,
right,
squeeze it so you can open the hook to get it back on your harness. But once you, pretty much 5 feet increments before I have to rehook. And then like what I'll do is I'll run the workout app on my Apple Watch because it has your heart rate being monitored all the time. And I'll wait till I get to my maximum heart rate, and then I'll stop and take a break. And then when I get to like, my heart's still working, but it's kind of like a workout kind of thing.
So you're using your Apple Watch to tell you when you're tired?
Just when it's like I'm pushing myself too hard, or if I feel like I'm being a pussy, because I try to use it as a workout too.
Yeah.
But
Sounds like a workout. Yeah,
fuck,
it's definitely a
dude,
workout.
yeah, carry up 60, 70 pounds of gear in the Florida sun in the middle of the day. Oof.
Yeah, that's badass. I'd like to just try it once.
Yeah.
I want like a ride along like cops do, but I want to.
I wouldn't be able to do that.
Climb along. Give me a climb along. Cops can do it. You should be able to do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take somebody on a tower. So.
Becca.
Hello. I guess we'll get into the story of the record early wassail.
Early wassail. What is that? What do you mean by early wassail?
We were only
Wassailing
out for
an evening activity.
It's usually not over before it's dark.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I was asleep before the sun on this evening. So it started off fairly normal, and I had everything all planned out because I told you guys I had my perfect ratio of drinking to have the perfect day of being drunk without getting sick. I had it all figured out. This time I did introduce one new element, which was a shot of Fireball before leaving. And
one shot, there's like
you're talking about an airplane bottle?
Yes.
Yeah. That's 2 shots.
It's a little more than a shot. Is it 2?
No, it's 2.
It is?
It is 2, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Well,
just ruined her.
Oh,
theory.
you didn't factor that in when you were doing the math this morning.
I sure didn't. So I had that, and then it started, and it was a really hot day, but it was really, really pretty. The water was super green, and it was really pretty. Had a couple of White Claws on the way, just 2, and I had it planned out where I was going to have 2 on the way and then 2 on the way back. And we were walking past the Hilton, and we had both had something to eat before we left, so we decided we weren't going to stop at the Hilton because we would just go there for food anyway, really. So we just kept walking, made it down to the beach shack. I had 1 pina colada and 1 Long Island iced tea. So at this point, I've had the Fireball, the 2 White Claws, and then the pina colada and the Long Island iced tea, and I'm feeling
6.
pretty toasty.
But yeah, it was still shoddy math.
No, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was one of Dave's better efforts.
Well, I was feeling pretty toasty, and we decided we were going to walk over to Coconuts next door and get something to eat. And I believe that this is probably Steve-O's favorite story to tell ever, so I'm going to let him tell it from this point because this is also kind of where I start to forget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She needed something to eat. I had half of a large pizza before we went out, and so I was fine. But if she insisted on eating something at the Coconut, that's fine. We can go over there, get something. Of course, once we sat down, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna mushroom Swiss burger. Or I had my eye on something else too. Well, we were admiring the afternoon storm that was creeping up on us, and about the time that we got set was when the rain started. And so, of course, people start coming off the beach and they come straight to Coconuts. So it takes a little bit for our waitress to show us any attention. And Becca lays her head down on the table. So, and then the rain starts, and it starts blowing in, and you guys have been to Coconuts, it's open, they've got the flaps, and that's an option, and they did exercise that option. They dropped one of the flaps, but it's still blowing in from the other side. They, for some reason, didn't close that flap, and it's blowing all over her, and she's just not even acknowledging it. She's just totally passed out, and then at some point, I don't know, 5-10 minutes goes by, and she got a water and I got a beer. And right about the time they set her water down, she like gets up. She's like, I'll be right back. Of course, I know what's about to happen, So she makes her way over to the bathroom. And the part that she doesn't know is while she was in there wrestling with her demons, I was out there. The wind started blowing so hard that it blew that flap, that wind blocker, like it went like up onto the roof at one point. It like folded up and went on the roof, and then it blew back down. And then me and this other dude, and I guess his girlfriend, we're like trying to wrestle this thing down and get it tied and secured, and so it's not like blowing rain in all over everything. And so, I get sat back down, I'm sipping on my beer, and, like 10, 15 minutes is going by, and I'm like, oh, man, okay. So the waitress hasn't come back, and oh, no, she did come back, and she's like, do you want to go ahead and order? And I'm like, it might be best if you just go ahead and bring the check, because I think it's turned into one of those, she's not doing too good right now. And she's like, okay, it's no big deal. I'll just bring you a check just for the beer or whatever. And she walks away. And then this woman, Hispanic of some sort, didn't speak much, if any, English, comes over and like taps me on the shoulder. And she's like pointing. She's just pointing at like a closet. There's like a closet out there on that deck outside. And I'm like, what? She's like, no. And she's like pointing, and she's like, come. Like, come. I'm like, okay. And she takes me to the women's restroom, opens the door, and just points inside. And I'm like, no, I can't go in there. She's like, no, go. And I look in the door, and there is an open stall door with one Becca on the floor next to the toilet, the stall door wide open. And she's like, go. And I'm like, I can't. And, and there's already somebody in there kind of, over her, and I'm just like, okay. So I just put the blinders up, just stare down at my feet. Of course, I remind myself, girls' bathrooms don't have urinals. So there's nobody just out in the open, everyone's in a stall. So, I got that going for me. But blinders on, going to the stall where she's at, and I'm like, "Hey, Becca,"
which woke me up. By the way,
yeah.
I was asleep.
Now she's awake. Of course, the lady that came and grabbed me, she now wandered off, and whoever else was helping, and I'm like, we gotta get out of here. I'm probably gonna just call us an Uber. But I don't want to do it yet because, I want to make sure that the Uber's not waiting around and, and she's like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm totally good. I'm like, all right, well, you're not ready to stand up yet. So I'm going to go and I'm going to go bring you your phone. She's like, why? Well, so we can communicate without me having to be in the women's restroom. And so I turn around and I'm like, I'll be right back. And I turn around and I got the blinders up and then I just shout, I'm very sorry, everyone. I don't want to be in here any more than you want me here.
Steve-O, I mean, for that moment, those moments in time, you could have just identified as a woman. You would have been fine.
Well, that's true.
Perfectly
I'm
fine.
not sure they would have believed me, but I did get a giggle.
Just pointed people with the problem to the Hispanic lady and let her sort them out.
I did get a few giggles whenever I said that, and everybody seemed to be cool. I didn't get the impression. Of course, I wasn't looking around, so if anybody was mean mugging me, I wouldn't have known. But
dude, somebody's got to get the drunk girl out of here.
Right.
Yeah, I was a garbage fire.
Yeah,
like
they're like
they all understood.
They didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
you're doing the Lord's work right now.
It was spring break Becky. Yeah, so I went back to the table where, she had her phone, her vape, and, her backpack and everything. So I stuffed everything in there and was going back to the bathroom and ran into our waitress and said, can you do me a favor and just take this in? She's like, oh, I know where she's at. So she took it in there to her. And then, I proceeded to sort of exit and called her. And she's like, hey, what's up? Like, well, we're gonna, whenever you're ready, we're gonna have to go. She's like, I'm good. Here, watch. I'm good. And she's reaching over to flush the toilet. And now I had flushed the toilet once while I was there, and it was kind of finicky. And she's like, "Hold on, it's so flush." And then finally, I hear it flush, and she goes, "Oh shit, I dropped my phone." She dropped her phone into the toilet.
Oh god.
Quickly retrieves it and says, "Look, I got my phone back." Like, great. I was like, all right, well, you continue doing whatever you need to do, and come on out whenever you're ready. And so we hung up, and I gave it about 10 minutes, just kind of hanging out. And of course, there was a dude that walked by with a girlfriend, I'm assuming, and they were having a discussion about, spring breakers, look at spring break, look at a bunch of amateurs. And I think I just assumed that, that they were talking about Becca just because it's more fun that way. Yeah. And then, so I called her again, and, I don't know if I had to wake her up that time, but, she finally made her way out of the restroom and, thanked everyone, we were thanking our waitress and everything. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get an Uber. But then she said, well, I think I might throw up again. Like, well, we definitely don't want you throwing up in an Uber. That's $200, folks. So I was like, okay, well, let's just walk out to the water and, see how you feel. If you need to throw up, you can throw up in the water. And then we just ended up walking all the way back. And I think being out in the outside air was good, and we were able to make it all the way back. We only had to stop like once every half mile or so she could throw up again. And, and most of those times I needed to pee anyway. Now, of course, we're in the broad daylight, so we really had to pick our spots. There were families and shit still out there.
It stretches like 3 or 4 miles.
Right, I know.
Oh, man.
Becca, you gotta, one thing, don't drink Long Island iced teas. I know you like them, but don't. And the other thing is, you actually have to think about how you feel and not just. It's like Brad using his watch to figure out his heart rate. Like you gotta think about where you're at the time, and sometimes you just can't take that last Long Island iced tea.
Yeah,
you got to.
Yeah, it creeped up on her. It was.
Maybe just try the Short Island long teas.
Short Island long teas.
Oh, Dave, on the board again.
Becca, with your permission, I'd like to show what only a little bit like Alice Cooper looks like.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
I kept telling her she only looked a little bit like Alice Cooper.
Go for it.
There you go.
You can just see a little bit of makeup running down my face, just a little bit. So it's just a tiny bit like Alice Cooper.
Yeah, just a little
You
bit.
look so happy.
I was probably. I don't remember any of it.
She looked like she's about to get struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we made it. We made it back to our typical Wasselin spot, which is straight out from the apartment, and then we just headed straight back in. And we were back at the apartment. It was let's see, I took my last photo as we were, because the sky was just crazy. It was so pretty. Last photo was at 8:35, so the sun set at like 8:25. So yeah, the sun had been set for like 10 minutes, and we'd already made it back. This is unprecedented. Usually it's like we're out there till 10, 11, 12, and then we come back and get on Omegle and do the digital wassail. None of that happened.
Nope. I don't remember anything except just immediately going to sleep as soon as I got back. So the sun was still out. But I think I slept for about 15 hours or so, approximately.
Yeah. Yeah, you woke up at like 4 and you were like, okay, I'm ready to get on Omegle. Yeah.
It was rough, and I felt really bad this morning.
Sounds like a great time.
No, it was. I mean, all's well that ends well, right? I made it back. I did it. Made it all the way back.
Yeah.
Walked 3 miles, and I don't remember it.
Oh yeah, when Becca gets that drunk, it's a whole new level.
Yeah.
Whole new level of drunk.
Yeah.
No, it was a great time.
I was pretty sure that as we were walking back, like families were kind of giving us the hairy eyeball because I looked like I was just having fun, but she looked haggard. Like halfway through, she broke one of her sandals, and so she was walking with just one sandal on, one sandal, one
you
barefoot.
popped your flip flop.
Yeah,
Whatever that. What's that
blew-
line?
Stepped on a pop top.
blew out a
Yeah.
flip flop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure that these families thought I drugged her.
It's
Which
And
a
I was
Florida
turning around
tradition.
behind him and mouthing, "Help me!"
Yeah. Yeah, which is always fun to joke about, you know.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, all's well that ends well.
It's true. Yeah.
That's what I said. All's well that
Yeah,
ends well.
exactly.
I had a hangover today. It was rough, but I made it. I kicked it by about noon.
Well, yeah, because you quit drinking at like 6:30.
You got 15 hours of sleep.
All right, Steve, I want you to pull up that picture I sent you.
Okay, the picture.
Yeah, it was a second
Yes.
email. It was just a
Got it.
picture, and I would like, let's look at that. And I would just like Brad to, if you would, read through this meme. Jerry sent this to me. Thank you, Jerry. Top of it, how to stop a goose attack.
Oh, this is good.
Jerry is the expert on
This is
Yeah.
this.
wonderful.
It's
How
helpful
to
information.
stop a goose attack. 1. Watch for warning signs. If the goose begins to honk, it is already too late for you.
Picture of a very upset goose. It's indignant. It's honking.
Number 2, do not run. Geese can fly, and you will not escape its wrath.
No, you can't do it.
Number 3, do not fight. Geese can kill you in over 400 ways, and you wouldn't like any of them. Number
I love
4,
it.
do not call for help. The geese have hacked your phone. All your friends are geese in disguise. The government has already fallen. Number 5, accept your fate calmly. The goose will take your soul. This is inevitable, and you should not panic. Do not resist. Do not cry. Do not mourn. All hail the honk.
That's good stuff.
I like these head motions over here. It's like if the goose does this, if it backs its head up, or if it goes up and down, or if it honks, which
Man, geese are scary.
It's pretty much every axis the goose can move its head.
that's all it can do. And swans are worse. They've got much longer necks. They're like the giraffe of the fowl family.
They got the reach, man.
They look all pretty and peaceful, floating around on the water, on the calm water. There's a place, there's probably multiple lakes over in Lakeland where they have these fenced-in areas, and during swan mating season, they, I guess, somehow get them into those areas, and they're paired up. They're like a nice little family, and they have their little hatchlings in there. Or they, well, I guess maybe they get out once the babies hatch, but it's kind of neat. It's like every couple hundred yards or so around each lake, there'll be this little fenced-in area with the little swan family in there. It's precious.
So like a swan terrorist camp? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
you're allowed to come and go freely. The humans are allowed to come and go, but not
They're
the...
out there. They're out there tearing down duck statues. They're all upset.
That's right.
Who is the
Something needs to
swans?
change.
The swans?
swans.
Okay, the swan. Yeah, they're tired of
Yeah.
the tyranny.
Yeah.
They're going out to all the bread stores and painting their little swan stickers on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, they're actually they're making up signs to try to convince people that bread is good, because bread is bad for ducks. So you're not supposed to feed bread to ducks because it doesn't have any nutrition for them, right?
Oh, fuck that shit.
But
They're still gonna do it.
that's some Swan propaganda, though. They're like, yeah, feed the ducks all the bread. Yeah, they try to get like Wonder Bread to put like ducks on their bags and stuff.
Yeah, it's like CIA bringing in the drugs.
Yeah,
and getting people hooked on crack and shit.
Yeah.
it's
it's the same thing.
Man.
Try to get the ducks.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Try to get the ducks hooked on the
Same
bread.
thing. It's the same thing.
Hey,
Identical.
Becca, I want you to go to that article I sent you.
You got it.
Which one?
We're gonna
is it?
give Gwyneth Paltrow even more publicity.
Okay.
She deserves it.
Finally.
She's
She
a
knows what
special
she's
lady.
doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus
God.
Christ. Just, oh,
She really
my
knows what
God.
she's doing.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my.
This
All right.
bitch.
I just at this point I just have to hope that Chris Martin just saw the crazy and that's why they got divorced. He finally had enough. For full and fair
That's
disclosure,
the,
I am a Coldplay fan.
Yeah, that's the Coldplay guy.
Yeah. And I like to think that he just was like, I can't take this anymore. You're nuts. But
Well,
I digress.
maybe the whole reason they got together was because of the way this candle smells.
What's the guy? Wait, what? Yeah, what's the guy's name?
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin.
Chris Martin. The next one will be "This smells like Chris Martin's jizz." $75.
Well, so yeah, basically that's the title of this article. Gwyneth Paltrow unveils $75 "This Smells Like My Orgasm" candle. Actress and budding alternative health mogul Gwyneth Paltrow unveiled her latest provocative product during a Tuesday appearance on Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, a candle labeled "This Smells Like My Orgasm." Fallon teed off the unveiling by asking about Paltrow's vagina-scented candle, which she described as punk rock and feminist. It was
My vagina is punk rock and feminist.
Oh, shit.
It was evidently so popular that the $75 product sold out on the website of her controversial lifestyle brand Goop shortly after its release in January.
Great name.
Yeah, Goop. It's good. You're always kind of in the news one way or another, and the one thing I saw that was a big thing was that you had a candle, Fallon said. And we have a new one, which actually might be good for you to give to your wife, the Iron Man actress said, holding up the candle, which was labeled "This Smells Like My Orgasm." And the box has fireworks, she said, as the talk show host laughed. "You're crushing it, man," he said. Like her previous product, this candle also sells for $75. A fitting follow-up to that candle, you know the one. This blend is made with tart grapefruit, neroli, and ripe cassis berries blended with gunpowder tea and Turkish rose. Absolutes for a scent that's sexy, surprising, and wildly addictive. So that's okay. Grapefruit.
That's the vagina candle?
What's neroli? Or is that how
I
you'd
have
say that
no
word?
idea.
Rolling, no
I have no
rolling.
idea.
We need to find out
I
what
don't
these
know.
things are because I want to know what they smell like. And ripe cassis berries.
Well, no, this is so Dave. This is not her vagina. This is her orgasm.
I thought it was referencing the candle before, and
Yeah,
then it was
this-
describing the
This is
candles.
the new-
since we're in the candles before.
This is all
No, this
new,
is the
baby.
new candle now. This is the
This
new
is
one.
weirdly
so the
worded, but
orgasm
yeah.
smells like grapefruit. Okay.
Well, yeah,
and
yeah. The
other
orgasm
things.
is grapefruit and neroli. We need to look these things up because I want to know.
Neroli is an essential oil produced from the blossom of the bitter orange tree. Its scent is sweet, honeyed, and somewhat metallic with green and spicy facets. Ooh.
Okay, so it's
Okay.
okay. That makes sense. And then what are cassis berries? And we got to look up gunpowder tea because I got to know what that is too. And
How-
Turkish rose, but I assume we could probably figure out what a rose smells like.
Here's a cassis berry. They look like berries.
They look like narco berries.
Yeah.
They do look like narco berries.
Hey, they do.
All
Now,
right.
what do they smell like? Can it tell you what they smell like?
Hang on, let me see.
Yeah.
Can't tell. Can't tell.
Dave, jerk off real quick and tell us what it smells like.
It's very
Hurry up.
disgusting.
Come on, we don't have all night.
You know,
Get to
it takes
it.
me a
It's
while. So
a kind of like a tangy blackberry.
A tangy blackberry, grapefruit, blood
Yeah.
orange situation. Gunpowder tea, whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I would really like to smell this candle.
well,
You would.
It's
you got
it
75
sounds
bucks.
it
You want to
sounded
drop
well,
75 bucks
you better
for
do
the
it
show?
because they sell out quick.
Yeah.
People want to be smelling vaginas and
Oh,
orgasms.
she's on point with her marketing, man. Like people
Yeah.
are into it. It's just it's fucking stupid, but it works. Wait. Read on with
yeah, that's what I was about to do. It's
the legal trouble.
stuff that needs to be
Yeah.
heard. The alternative health guru has a history of peddling controversial health products and practices, including body vibes stickers, which it claimed could rebalance the energy frequency in our bodies, as well as sex dust, coffee enemas, inner beauty powder, vaginal eggs, handcuff bangles, vaginal streamers,
Steamers.
psychic vampire
Wait,
repellent.
vaginal
What did I say?
steamers.
Streamers?
Psychic vampire repellent.
Psychic
my
vampire repellent.
Oh Jesus Christ!
A BDSM kit and self-love spray. The
Self-love
company
Now, a
based.
vaginal. Hold on. A vaginal steamer.
I remember talking.
Yeah, I
about
imagine
this.
it's like dry cleaning.
Did we talk about the steamer?
I think we
Just
did.
a more triangularly shaped iron, like a
It's like you,
clothing iron.
yeah, and you like attach it, and then it steams your
Vajiji.
labia. Your labias. It steams the beef curtains.
I've got to dry clean my labias.
I can't talk right now. I'm dry cleaning my labias.
I gotta moist them up. I'm getting dry. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're just getting into the legal stuff.
The company faced legal trouble in 2018 and paid out a $145,000 settlement over unscientific claims made on vaginal eggs, which were said to balance hormones, regulate menstrual cycles, prevent depression, prevent uterine prolapse, and a combination of other illnesses.
Uterine prolapse.
Oh,
Oof. Oh, that sounds
Ooh.
terrible.
That sounds
It
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. I would like to know what if you guys were going to make a candle that smelled like a vagina. I want to know what you'd make it smell like.
Vagina?
No, an orgasm, not a vagina, an orgasm.
Okay.
I wouldn't.
And you can't use gunpowder tea. It's already taken.
I mean,
Can't
I
use
know
it.
exactly where to go for a male orgasm scent, and that is the ever-present dogwood tree of East
Dogwood
Tennessee.
tree.
Yeah. Every year about the same time, that smell just hits the air, and it's so similar to something else.
You are right. We independently came to that conclusion, and you were the only other person I ever heard say that.
Yeah.
So something about us being born on the same day.
It's
I don't
gotta
know.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
But everyone I've ever pointed it out to is like, oh my god, yeah. And then
When's
it's
your
like,
birthday?
it's really weird.
They're like, oh my god, when's your birthday?
I mean, only you two can save us from the psychic mind vampires.
Yeah. What does orgasm smell like? It smells like
Tang.
you know that like when you so winter's hitting and you turn on your heater for the first time, that smell.
That
Uh-huh.
So
dust,
combine
burnt
that
dust
smell with Slim Jims. That's what orgasm. That's what orgasm smells like.
Pretty good.
Just imagine the smell. Imagine
I thought it smelled like if you open up a bag of fresh carrots
Mhm.
and then quickly opened up a can of Hormel chili at the same time. That's what an orgasm smells like.
Mm.
I thought it was iceberg lettuce mixed with sugar beets.
Ooh, you might have me there.
sounds
Or is
very
it-
fresh. Like a vegan orgasm.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it
all
smelled more
organic.
like Vienna sausage juice. You know, that
Now these are all good
stuff in the
things.
can.
See, it's all relative, you know.
It's like opening an old can of pineapples.
Yeah, see, they had to go with those whatever fucking berries because they just never smelled Vienna sausage juice.
Yeah, it's like
They didn't know.
it's like at work when you open up a bag of ham. I always say, "This smells like feet." It's not a
That's
bad
right.
thing. It smells like feet in a good way.
You got to
Like
get
vinegar.
that nitrate rush. Yeah.
Smells like feet.
And then
but
on the
not in a
tail
bad
end,
way.
it's like
Speedo
opening up
2020.
a bag of that, a bag of Philly meat. Get a bag of Philly meat. Hits the back of the throat, you know.
It tinges. It tinges the nose hairs.
I want to take everything that you guys just said and mix it together and make a candle out of it. I want to take the smell of burnt dust in your heater and carrots and iceberg lettuce. Everything all of you just said, I'm going to mix that together. I'm going to make a candle.
Becca, I need an answer from you on that.
Yeah.
About what?
Orgasm scent. I need your candle.
You know, and see, I should have seen this coming.
Uh-huh. Just make it up on the spot like the rest of us.
Okay. And
See, most people don't know about sugar beets, at least in the South, because we have sugar cane. But sugar beets, that's where the sugar comes from out west, like in Montana. That's when I first learned about it. It was like they grow sugar beets out there because they don't have sugar cane, but they need to get sugar from somewhere, so they have sugar beets.
I learned that they put beet juice on the roads in Ohio so they don't freeze in winter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't
Beet
know
juice.
that. Yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Gets it
Uh,
lower
We're
Becca-
trying to buy some time here.
Give her some time. Becca, your the orgasm candle smells like Kevin Sorbo's
Yeah.
sweat plus
mushrooms with maple syrup on them.
there you go. There it is.
Wow.
Okay.
Smells it's pungent.
Let's
That's very
see.
pungent.
Incredibly specific.
I should have had the
Yeah.
chat pulled up. I wonder if anybody has any suggestions.
Yeah, let's always be keeping up with
Well,
the,
Daryl
with the
wants to
chat.
know if gunpowder tea actually has gunpowder in it. I should Google it.
I hope so.
He said he'll be very
Better.
disappointed if it doesn't. Yeah, let me
We all will.
let me Google that. But Daryl, feel free to input what you think an orgasm smells like. Gunpowder tea. Gunpowder tea, Wikipedia. Let's see. Pearl tea,
A long
pronounced
entry.
susha, is a form of Chinese tea in which each leaf has been rolled into a small round pellet. Its English name comes from its resemblance to grains of gunpowder. There you go. I don't have to read any further.
Nothing to do with gunpowder. It
Yeah.
just sort of looks like it.
Yeah.
Just looks like it.
Lame.
That was a
That
perfect
was
time
kinda
to go robot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll tell him about it later.
Yeah.
I look forward to listening to this podcast later and catching up on half of it.
Oh, you got a real good one for the highlight reel.
Yeah, I'm sure we get all kinds of highlights. I want to go now to the story I sent Dave. I think that would
All
be
right.
good.
Give me a hint
Dave,
so I know
see-
which one to pull up.
The toilet one. Now-
Okay.
Gives me all the classy stuff.
Yeah.
Dave, see, Verbal Assault is known for its toilet humor, obviously, and Dave is a known squatter, and he can also sit on his knees for very long periods of time. So,
Facts.
hard facts. So I wanted Dave to read this little story.
Okay. All right. This is an article in the Mirror.
We have a picture of two people, a man and a woman, presumably, looking
Stock
at each other.
photo.
Yeah.
Frowny
they're-
couple.
From
Yeah.
Getty Images. Okay.
Woman disgusted after discovering boyfriend's gross toilet technique. Dun dun dun. A woman who revealed that her boyfriend insists on squatting on the toilet seat like Gollum has had enough and took to Reddit for advice, but she may be overreacting. So she revealed that her boyfriend squats on the toilet seat instead of going like a normal person. So the anonymous woman explained that her boyfriend of 4.5 years refuses to go to the toilet like a normal person and instead insists on squatting on the toilet seat like Gollum. Apparently, her boyfriend is a prolific pooper, goes to the toilet from anywhere between 4 and 5 times a day. Now, I'm going to tell you here that's well within normal. We've already done the research on this.
It's a high end of
high
end
end
of
of normal, but
Yeah.
We've already done that. Okay.
It's like Brad levels of normal.
And when
After
he
a day of
does,
tacos.
Yeah.
yeah, and when he does so, he puts his feet on the toilet seat and hugs his knees to his chest.
I ought to try that.
And
It's like
she's just
it's like having the squatty potty without having to pay money or wait for shipping.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see me being able to do this.
Yeah.
Because
Because you're a squatter from way back.
I sit like a Cambodian boat boy.
Yeah.
So
You guys should see him. Yeah, you should see him play video games when he sits on the floor.
all right.
Does anybody have a picture they can email me real quick?
I definitely do. I definitely do.
I know. I
Do it.
know pictures of that have been
Yes.
taken.
All right, I need it before this is over.
But Becca's got like 2,000 photos on her phone, so
That's right.
Yeah.
And she's just about had enough of it. She voiced her frustrations on Reddit and asked whether it was unreasonable to ask her boyfriend to wash his toilet seat feet after he poops, and most people agree with her.
That's reasonable. Yeah. Wait, wash his feet or the toilet seat?
Wash his feet
His feet.
because
What?
he's
That touch the
standing
floor?
on the toilet.
Yeah. She asked Reddit users if she was overreacting by asking her boyfriend to clean his feet after he's been to on the toilet.
He should clean them before.
So he has sworn off shitting like a normal person in that he refuses to sit on the toilet. He instead insists on taking off his pants and underwear, if not getting entirely naked and squatting on the toilet seat like Gollum. Fine, whatever. How he decides to do his business is up to him.
One before.
Yeah, but then he'll walk around the house all day with his little toilet seat feet, putting them on the couch, the bed, etc. She continued, not disputing that squatting to shit is healthier / more efficient. She explains that while she's glad my boyfriend's honoring what's evidently a scientifically proven bowel movement method, she's concerned about is his poop feet cleanliness. Post poop feet cleanliness.
Poop.
The woman concluded her post by asking Reddit users, am I being nitpicky and finding this gross, or is this legitimately disgusting? I acknowledge I am a germaphobe, so I am a lot more sensitive to issues of hygiene than the average Joe, but I'm not sure if I'm overacting in this case. So,
Well, okay, if I was him, and this is how I was doing it, when she came at me with washing my feet, I guess the question I would ask is, well, how dirty is your ass?
Right. Are you washing your ass cheeks after you shit?
Because
Where
that's
is
the
she
only other
putting
thing
it?
touching this toilet seat is your ass cheeks.
Right.
Which is dirtier.
And if he's putting his socks on, I mean, if he just takes his feet off or shoes and socks off to go poo and then puts them back on, what the fuck is she complaining about?
Yeah.
He's walking around with socks, even if he just put socks on.
Like, I would be more on board with maybe clean off the seat because, you know, his sock or his feet have been in his shoes and, you know, dirty walking around all day. I'd be more concerned about the germs that might be on the seat than what's on his feet.
I mean, the whole point of a toilet having a lid, not just the seat, but a lid, is you're supposed to close it and then flush it. So I'd go, well, what are we going to do about all these fucking poop germs on the ceiling?
Yeah, aerosolizes all the shit particles, and they just fly everywhere. Anytime.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they gravitate to your toothbrush.
Yeah. Yes.
I emailed you a picture, Steven.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Excellent.
Becca, true detective.
Yeah. It'll just take me a second. Here we go.
So one person said, little toilet seat feed, I'm crying. Another commented, there are a lot of things grosser in your house than the toilet seat.
This is beautiful.
Hold on, man.
Here
Here's
we go.
Dave. Here's Dave. This is Dave and Todd at our old place watching the UT game. And Dave he's like, oh yeah, UT's done. The balls are done. And this is Dave. This is David, his excited squat.
He's got his little orange starter logo there. He's definitely wearing a UT shirt.
You can see Todd behind him, like lean back in the recliner, just rubbing his head angrily. He's just done with all of it.
He's second guessing his "gotta be off every Saturday" rule.
Oh, that was a fun night.
Yeah,
but
yeah, wasn't this a video actually?
I have all of them right here. I'm looking at
oh
them.
my god!
But you can see Dave has got some. He's got knees.
He's got good form.
I don't know how he does it. I've seen him. Like we used to go over to Todd's, you know, and Dave would come and play Tekken or whatever with us, and Dave he'd have his knees bent, and he'd be sitting on his knees, like his knees would be on the ground, and I'm just like, man, it just hurts me to look at it.
Yeah, my knees are permanently damaged from doing that shit in Aikido.
Right.
Like I can't do that stuff for very long. I have to have knee pads and shit, and Dave just does it casually. I wish I had Dave's knees.
Yeah, we all wish we had Dave's knees. Dave's knees.
Becca, are you sending him a video right now? Yeah, we do.
Oh, should I?
I don't know if that.
I thought that's what you were
actually,
doing.
yeah, no, it would work. If you were to send me a video, I think it would work.
You have to hear it because when Dave screams, it's.
Let me pick the good one.
When he goes, when he does that.
Okay, this one might be a good one here.
Right, it'll probably take a little longer to send, but we'll give it a shot.
All right, but a third one. Wait, he like stands on the toilet and then squats. How is he not breaking the toilet or falling off it?
That was a concern of mine. It's like, because you know, if you go to stand on a toilet, like the toilet's not going to break unless you got to hit it with something pretty hard, like a hammer or something, to break the porcelain. But the seats, like if you don't get that balance just right, you know, you'll slip, and the anchor bolts, you know, that hold the seat on there are a lot of times just like plastic, and you can break that
you gotta be like really small, and
if you don't have my knee bending skills, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to perch upon a toilet seat safely. Don't try this at home.
For sure.
I want to know. Well, see, Dave, I want to know if you'll do an experiment for the show next week and try this method out, and then tell us how it goes. Would you do that, Dave?
I might try that.
Like he has to think about it. He already does it that way.
I have to make it seem like it's real. Like it's like, oh, okay.
Like it's just an experiment.
I'll try it.
I'll try anything once or 1,000 times.
Dave,
that's right.
Next Tuesday, I'm going to be talking to you, Dave, and I'm going to go, Dave, did you do it?
Yeah, you've had at least
like,
7 chances.
No, I forgot.
You've had at least 7 chances since last week.
Get that bathroom right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, there's a lot more chances than that. I'm healthy. I don't need bran muffins. Shit works good. I have a lot of practice.
Shit works.
All right, I sent you 2 more emails.
Let's see if this works. Oh shit! I don't know which one should I go with first.
People need to
Oh,
see
the good
this.
one.
Go with Dave too. No, lead us.
is a
Oh,
good
couldn't
one.
preview file. It was. Oh no.
Oh no!
Wait, let's see. No. Oh wait. Maybe I
gotta
can
download it.
Yeah.
Just
let me download it real
5
quick.
megabytes.
Tell
Boom,
it
it's
to
there.
show in folder, and then
Oh, there we go.
we'll do this. Oh, it's opening stuff. Okay. Wait.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
That's the
Okay.
one.
All right. Now
That's the one. This
all
is
right.
where they scored a
This is it.
touchdown.
This is it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And I gotta click some things. Let's see.
Lower
No,
that
that's the
sound
wrong
just a
thing.
little bit.
I remember watching this on repeat the next day.
Okay.
I
All right. I got a feeling this is gonna be loud, so let me back
Yeah.
that down a little bit. All right, here we go. That's great.
Do it one more time.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit, and then because
Can you full screen it? I want to see Todd doing his like rodeo.
Oh
like,
man, I'm
dance
worried
thing.
if I full. Let's see.
We'll fuck it up. Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. Well, you can see it full screen, but now
Oh.
I have to. Let's see. What do I got to do here? Do, and I just have to minimize that. Oh man.
Yeah.
that
that's
was
great.
back before Todd had the couch.
It's a Vols,
I
man.
love football.
It's a Vols. It does something to people in Tennessee. It makes them crazy.
Makes them crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Get that orange fever.
That was awesome how fast you found that, Becca. Thank you.
Yeah.
A great trip down memory lane.
God. Yeah. How old is that?
That's
September
3 years?
2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a bit ago.
Seems like yesterday, honestly. And I think about like, God, I'm getting old. Everything seems like yesterday. Everything that happens. Hey, Steve-O, you had something you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I want to show this one real quick. Just I don't know. We might. Whoops. Oh yeah, I forgot. That was going to be my thing that I said at the intro. Was that I was today is my 1 year anniversary of first time getting to set remotes at the launch pad, and so there's I made a tweet, so it's easy to pull up. But that's my first one, and then I shared some of my favorites. This is the one where the dove was in front of the flame.
Holy Spirit was in that one.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that one there, that's one of my favorites. And then that one there. Yeah, so today was my 1 year anniversary of getting to go out there to the launch pad. Here, let's let me minimize that. All right, so yeah, this was just a video that it's just from a couple days ago. A couple dudes just enjoying their food at a place. Looks like it's at a mall, and this lady comes to confront them about how they're not wearing masks.
What you want? You want to ask me where my mask was? Why? How the fuck I'm gonna eat with a mask on? How am I eat? You want me to eat? How we supposed to eat? This woman gonna come over here and ask me why I ain't got my mask on? Mask right here. She gonna ask me why I ain't got no mask on. I'm trying to eat my goddamn food. Now how the fuck I'm eating my goddamn food with no mask on? This woman right here gonna ask us where our mask at. She ain't come over here and say, hey, how you doing? What you doing? How you been? Cuz, what's up? Farmers market, how you been? Susie Q right here want to come over here and embarrass herself, and we ain't did nothing to her. Over a damn mask. How we gonna eat?
She literally does that. Oh my.
How you gonna eat? He eating? Ain't he eating? With no mask on, Susie. Now, Susie, I'm you on the news channel now, honey, because you fucked up. And this boy gonna come over here and ask me where my goddamn mask was. How I'm gonna eat without my damn mask?
I could watch that forever.
Yeah, I know. I've watched it like 10 times already.
Is there a longer version?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh.
This dude. He shares funny stuff on Twitter, and I started following him a couple months ago. But it's this Susie Q gonna come over here.
Look at her do the. She clutches her
My
chest.
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clutching her
I
pearls.
like it when he points at the other guy, like, look at him. He ain't got a mask on. Oh, he eating too.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Keeps showing his fries. Like, look, I'm eating fries.
Yeah, I'm eating smothered fries of some sort. All right, yeah. So that was good. I appreciate, and he did. I don't know if you caught it, but he did have his mask on his wrist.
I saw
But
that.
he obviously you can't eat with a mask on.
How the fuck I'm supposed to eat with this mask on?
And that's like her
Oh,
husband or
word.
somebody. And like at the end, like see, he's like snapping his finger. He's like, "Get over here! Come on, get over here! Come on!
Yeah, right.
Yeah, cut it out! Get over here!"
Oh,
Oh man.
I don't know. Okay, and a less funny topic. This week we finally got our first pictures of the Starlink terminals, and there they are. So that is one. Somebody the Dark Penguin 22 on Reddit found these. Let's see. I'm not sure if we have revealed where they are, but that might be for the best. But if you remember, Elon had said at some point that they're the size of a pizza box. I was expecting something like actually like square. Yeah.
He should just said size of a pizza.
Yeah. But then, well, she shared, this is Evelyn Aravallo. I'm not sure how to say her last name, but she's somebody that kind of follows the Starship stuff over in Texas. But she's got this blog called Tasmanian. But she included the tweet from back in January where Elon described what it looked like a thin, flat, round UFO on a stick. Well, that's exactly what it looks like. And if there was any question about whether or not that's what this is, this image right here shows the stick that it's on, and it says property of SpaceX. Let me see if open image, new tab. If this will be any, nope, it's not any bigger. It explains how it's the property of SpaceX and it's not for sale, and it will remain the property of SpaceX and must not be sold to anybody. It's only a prototype and it can't be used for actual, market use. But I'm guessing this is pretty much what it's going to look like. And it does have motors so that it can adjust for optimal signal.
Track.
Yeah, it can. You can see kind of where there's enough space right here for it to pivot back and forth. And then I'm guessing maybe the stick itself can rotate also. And the instructions, as Elon has so eloquently put it, are that plug in socket, point at sky. These instructions work in either order.
I want it. I want it right now.
I want it too.
Shitty internet.
And I'm not sure what these big ball things are next to them, but the little UFO, like the little dish looking thing, that's the only part that that users are going to need. So
I want the mobile version.
I want there to be something that you can put on the roof of your car. Yeah, I mean, you might not be able to use it while you're sitting still, but it would be nice if it was possible to just throw this thing up on the roof of your car and get high-speed internet. And we're still waiting on an email from SpaceX to determine if the launch is happening tomorrow, but they're supposed to be doing the 10th batch. So we're getting really close to them actually being able to provide service. And they're already talking about service for Canada because the way the orbital planes work, they're able to hit the high latitudes first because the satellites kind of cluster together around the northern latitudes, like where Canada is, and northern U.S. So they're probably going to be the first ones to get it. Then, of course, as they launch more, then they'll be able to just offer it to everybody.
Cool.
So that's it. Yeah, there's your terminal.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to need on your roof.
All right, awesome. So I think we got time. I think my internet seems to be catching up, so I'm going to try to do this final story that I was going to do. I think I'll be able to get through it. So the last thing I sent you, soon to be groomed.
Another couple seems like they're mad at each other.
Yeah. Well, these she's dissatisfied. He's bored. I can see it. Soon to be groom left freaked out by fiance's family wedding night ritual. A man who is due to marry his girlfriend has been left freaked out after being told about a wedding night ritual his partner's family expected him to take part in. He explains his fiance has a huge
A huge what?
A huge
Fan-
what?
Say what now?
family who are
Oh man.
very warm and caring.
So he just doesn't want you to miss any part of it. He wants you to make sure that it's slow. Every syllable is spaced out. Okay, try again.
All right, where did I disappear?
Just start with he explains his fiance.
He explains his fiance has a huge extended family who are very warm and caring people, and he gets on really well with them. The couple, both 23, have planned the ceremony for early next year, but with arrangements getting underway, the man says he has noticed his girlfriend's cousins making jokes about their wedding night, which he found weird. As they brainstorm possible honeymoon destinations, his fiance revealed that they wouldn't need a bridal suite at the hotel where the wedding is taking place. She would like them to stay at her parents' house instead, which he has no problem with, as they are currently trying to save money to put down a house deposit. But sensing his partner was holding something back, he questioned why she was pushing the idea, and she said that her family had a really old wedding night tradition. He wrote, "The husband and wife go into the master bedroom together, and they are supposed to consummate the marriage. The rest of the family are waiting outside the door so they can applaud them and cheer when they come out.
Oh, fala.
Then a piece of the bed sheet is cut off and sewn into a big tapestry my girlfriend's mother owns."
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
yeah. I absolutely freaked out and told her under no circumstances will I be doing that kind of thing in front of her whole family. I think she's also been texting her family about this because I received a text from her mother telling me that I don't understand the importance of family and tradition. Yet, this is a kind of tradition that has been around longer than I've been alive.
Oh man.
Unsure as to how to handle the situation, one person on Reddit replied, "This is straight up weird AF, and I have no advice apart from the fact that tradition is just peer pressure from the dead. And you need to fear." Another said, "Tell them you'll do it in return for a dowry of 100 head of cattle, a white stallion, and attractive arable land."
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically.
Oh,
right
that's
there. So-
oh man, yeah, no. And they're like sitting outside the room with the little. Hopefully, they have a cup against the door, listening.
It's like
Hopefully.
they're out
The
there.
red solo cup they
They
found.
just got a mic piped into the room. It's part of tradition. There's popcorn. They roast some pumpkin seeds. They all put the chairs in a semicircle around the outside of the door.
They've got
You've got your like niece and nephew out there like counting smacks, like counting strokes.
seeing if they can clap along with it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
They've got the Gwyneth Paltrow candle so they can compare. They smell the candle and then they go in the room and just make
They got their
sure
nose under the door.
make sure it's really happening.
Smell the candle, smell the
Make
door.
sure he's able to please her.
That has got to be. They say older than he's been alive, but it's got to be really old because, like, there used to be a thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
check the bed sheet for the blood stain or whatever
Right.
from the. It's.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, what I want to know is, okay, how many pieces of sheet are in that tapestry?
Yeah.
Can we actually count how many generations this fucking thing's going back?
Right. Well, and
That's what
it also makes me think that it's got to be a family that has lots of children, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would
Oh,
never.
could be
How
that.
long would it take to make a blanket? You know, because you need to have a bunch of kids so that they can all get married and they can contribute to the tapestry.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
need to
it'd
know
take
more.
hundreds of years to make anything that you can cover up with on a
If
cold
Patrick
winter's
was
night.
here, yeah, if Patrick was here, I'd try to get him to track down this family and talk to this mother. I'm sure she would love to talk more about her tapestry.
I'm sure.
And maybe we could interview her and see how many pieces of tapestry she has
Yeah.
and how many orgasms she's monitored.
And what they smell like.
Yeah. Let's get the smell. Let's get the sound.
Yeah, that's a pretty taboo tapestry.
Yes. I want to dig deeper
Yeah.
into that one. We need more information.
Yeah. Can anybody
I mean,
dox this family, please, so we can find them?
Yeah. Let's track these people down,
Yeah.
please. Daryl, get on.
Yeah,
Daryl,
Daryl,
track
come
these
on,
people down
man.
for us.
Come through for us.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Daryl.
did he ever give us his candle scent? Did he ever do that?
No.
No. Don't be shy,
No.
Daryl. Don't be shy.
But he was wondering if the dude would act like Gollum when he was on the toilet, because that would make it okay.
Every time he shits, he says, "My precious."
Yeah.
Every plop. Yeah.
And then he pointed out there's a
yeah.
soft drink launch tomorrow, but that's known. We know this.
Dave, don't forget your task for next week, and we'll also try to find this woman and talk to her. Becca, do you have a poem for us?
No.
No. Oh shit.
Unlikely.
Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do.
Guys, check us out on Patreon.
Oh wait, yeah, we probably. Oh wait, no, that's after the poem.
Yeah, she does the poem first.
I know, I'm just playing.
Rude. Because I said I didn't have a poem. This poem is called Call It Macaroni. To clarify is the challenge. What you expect seems to be more than I deserve to know. It gets heavier the higher you get, frozen in undiscernible mist, fenced in by perfect balance, until you fall back behind me. I'm making signs for you to follow. The instructions work in any light to minimize any question about where we're going.
Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Haywood Banks, for our theme song. Check us out on Patreon. Give us likes and subscribes and stars wherever you find them.
Stars, likes, thumbs, whatever you got.
you
Follow
got?
us on Twitter, _verbal assault _ Spencer said that I needed to read up for the candle suggestion, but I'm not seeing it.
Hit my candle.
Yeah. He said read up for my candle. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, man. Sorry, Spencer.
Send us a voicemail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spencer,
Tell
send
us
a
Tell us in
voicemail.
a voicemail.
Why don't you just call 865-316-6955? Tell us what your candle smells like, or
Yeah.
what your vagina smells like, or just you can really talk about anything. We
Tell
don't
us what a
mind.
dogwood tree smells like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rate and review iTunes or wherever you get your podcast. Patreon.com/verbal assault. If you feel like throwing a couple bucks, hosting it and free, you know how it goes.
Help Patrick buy some cat food. Every
Buy some
time
goddamn cat food, Patrick. Just went ahead and finished it.
Catfish Patrick.
Catfish Patrick.
I got a candle scent for you. Deuces.
All right.
Good.
Well,